Waiting for it to show up. Testing, testing, testing. Come on. Don't let me down. I see nothing. I don't see any picture at all. There we go. Testing. Okay, good. Come on. Don't let me down. All right. It just, I guess there's a 30-second delay or something weird. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Welcome, everybody. Game Cooker US Rocks VR here. I'll try to pay attention to the chat. It's just over there, so it's not like in front of my face. Alright, yeah, sorry. So I'm playing in windowed mode, hoping that my game won't crash as readily. Now, I don't know where Asda is. Where did he go? I am in the Hunter Primal channel on my Discord, so if ever anybody gets in the game and plays, then I don't know where Asda is. Oh, I crashed. There you go. I opened up the map and there it goes. Freaking game. It's weird. You can't do nothing in the game anymore without it crashing. Why am I floating? Oh, I'm not. So it's still showing internet game. So I have to maximize it. It just crashed again. Come on, man. Because I have to maximize it to get it clear, otherwise it's all stretched out. So now I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. So what I normally have to do when I'm not streaming is, like if I start it up in full screen mode, right, then it will crash as soon as it starts. So what I do is I take it off full screen so it starts in windowed, but it starts out like for some strange reason at like some weird ultra wide resolution that's like low resolution. And so if I hit, Alt Enter, it goes into full screen, and then, it's clear, and then I can hit Alt Enter again, and then it will minimize. Well, it won't minimize, it'll just go into windowed mode, but it'll keep the clear graphics. You know what I mean? Which, again, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I have no idea why it does that. Because I can't play like this. Like, you can see it even in the stream. Like, look at that. Like, I mean, I could play like this, but it's just like, I'm gonna get really dizzy. So let me see if I can try this again without it crashing. Okay, so that worked. But now I have to see if I can... Um, see, if I leave it like this, it's going to crash after a while. Right? So, I mean, I can try, but it probably isn't going to last very long. Now, I don't know where Asda is. I can't see his name anywhere, and I don't want to open up any windows. So maybe I'll just play like this for right now. You know, if it crashes, well, it crashes. There's nothing I can do about that. That's a cool cloud there, right there. But I imagine it's probably going to crash, like, if a T-Rex comes or something weird like that. Come on, bird. As I said before, I am in voice in the Discord channel, the Hunter Primal channel. So if anybody wants to get on and say hi or chat. So you might see my title today might sound a little weird. Well, you know, if those of you who aren't on Twitter or the various social media platforms like Reddit and whatnot, Ubisoft, or maybe we should start saying these days Ubi crap. I think I heard something. Yep, there's a Rex. Come on, bird. I want to kill you first. Oh, here it comes. Wow, that was quick. It might be two. I think there's two Rex here. I'm gonna wait until it goes past me. Because if I shoot it when it's up there, then it's going to try to eat me. And I don't want to be eaten. Crap. It's going up. I don't want you to go up. Alright, I guess... I opened up my inventory. See? It's just habit, right? You want to go get your gun and... Man, I wish they would just... make a new game! Sorry if that hurt your ears. Like, so many people want to play this game still. It's, like, ridiculous. Like, Game companies are so stupid, man. Like, my God, they're making all these like freaking stupid, dumb games that nobody wants. You know, over 150,000 people bought this game. At least that's what I saw like a long time ago. Like, is that not enough voices to say, hey, this game is, you know, something that's wanted? Like, how many voices do you need? And it's not even complex. Like, they could take Unreal 5, right? Right now, Unreal 5 engine, and just slap a dinosaur game together. Literally. And just copy this. Right? Like, how long would it actually... I bet you we can get, like, skilled, talented college kids, right? Who definitely know how to program and stuff, not people who are just starting out. Like, you know, get the best ones that actually know how to put one together and just say, look, here's the Hunter Primal, here's the Unreal 5 engine. We want you to make a game in Unreal 5 that's exactly like this one. And then, you know, of course, add some stuff, right? Because we want more dinosaurs. We might want more ecosystems, you know, that kind of thing, right? So, um, uh, you know, you get my point, right? Like, literally, how hard would it be to do that? Like, we have videos on YouTube, and again, these videos might be misrepresenting what these people are actually doing, so I'm just saying I do recognize that. Because, you know, you see people on YouTube say, oh, I built the Darnassus from WoW in like 1 day or whatever, you know, in Unreal 5. And then they're running around Darnassus from WoW. You know, that's a town in WoW, like a city, right? In World of Warcraft. You know, which isn't like a high graphically intensive game either. But neither is this one. I mean, look at it. My goodness. All it is like just you, you slap a map made of rock, right? That's like abnormally shaped with some mountains. Oh boy, this guy. I told you I thought I heard a second one. And I am not in a good position right now at all. At all. At all. I don't even know where I am. Okay, now I do. Right? So all you got is like just rocky terrain. Not hard. Slap some shrubs and grass and ferns on it. Not hard. And then just slap some trees of like maybe 3 or 4 different kinds of trees all over the place that are obviously like they like pine trees, right? And that's it. The game's done. And then all you do is just slap some dinosaurs in it. You know, tweak their AI a little bit so they're not stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you're not doing any kind of intricate buildings, um, uh, construction. You know, no fancy magical powers that you got to worry about making sure all the effects are proper. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you just get somebody who pays somebody just to make the guns and stuff based off of like real hunting stuff, right? So, and then maybe even have some like kind of special weapons, right? That you can put together, like crafting wise or something. You know, you can kind of make it a little bit better, you know, a little bit more modern, you know, but again, this game is not complicated at all. Like, I'm not saying it was easy to make or anything like that, but I'm just saying with the amount of tools that you have today, right? When it comes to making games, I mean, it's like you could pay a team to put this game together probably in like 6 months. Right? The only thing that really would probably be the hardest thing to do is like, um, you know, make the dinosaurs. Like not dumb. It's stuck in the tree. Like how does it see me? Like it sees me. Like how does it see me through the trees? Why would it go like way out there? So regarding the drama, um, that I was talking to you about earlier, about the title, white privilege. Rich people have white, rich dinos have white privilege, and poor dinos have privilege. Which is it? Well, if you haven't heard already, the Assassin's Creed game that they announced recently. Is it stuck again? My goodness. Come on. Dinosaurs? That's the one thing they didn't give them, like the ability to turn around. Like if they get stuck on something, like they don't have the intelligence to just turn around. Like, oh, this is an obstacle. Change, trajectory. Right? And it's still gonna come here. Wow. Come on. Okay, there it is. Come on. My goodness. What you doing? What? I missed? How did I miss? Ooh. Wow. Okay. That was close. Come on, Missy. Ah. Got in the tail. Can't tell where this is going. I'll take the chance again and come over here. Oh. She doesn't want to come up here, huh? Ooh. Ooh. Woo. Got it. Got it before she charged. Can't harvest though. I'll crash. Oh, I don't know. I guess if somebody comes on, they can get it. But I know if I harvest it, my game's probably gonna crash. I mean, I can try. I don't think it's a good idea. Let's see. Yep. It crashed. Can't do the sound here, unfortunately. Anyway, the server is open if anybody wants to join. I don't know how long I'm going to be on. I was just trying to like basically run a server for the people that were requesting before that I run servers, you know. I didn't alert anybody on Steam though. I usually let people know on Steam that I'm going to be coming on. But I did not do that. I might crash the game though if I do that. Let's see. Alright. Now let me try to Alt-Enter. Oh, it worked. Whew. Okay, great. So I am not going to harvest. So I feel like I'm a yo-yo. I'm like back and forth at the same places. So, of course it's gotta rain. This won't let me talk. Now the resolution of the video looks crappy now, but usually I think it looks better later after YouTube processes it or whatever it does to it. I'm in a super high resolution, like 7,000 something by 1440. But YouTube, well, OBS will, and YouTube, I don't know who it is, will only let me stream at like a 1080p ultra wide resolution, which is a lot less than. Alright, so this is probably the one I killed. Maybe. I'm not sure. It may not have registered, I don't know. Everything happens at the speed of electrons. Anyway, I don't know if you can hear me, because for me, it's like blaring in my ear, so I don't know if the noise is drowning out my voice or not. Just give me a minute, my wife is up here, so. Hi there, Trikey. Bye there, Trikey. I better not do that. See, I was gonna make the same mistake twice. I need somebody on to be yelling at me. No, don't do that! Don't do that! Stop! Yeah, I'm just waiting for the rain to slow down or something, because it's very loud in my ear. The gun is also loud in my ear. Nope, can't harvest. Stop, stop. So anyway, the drama right now is over the Assassin's Creed Shadows. I don't remember the whole name, but the one about the feudal Japan, right? The one that apparently everybody was waiting for. They wanted to play an actual, I guess, samurai or ninja or whatever. And well, I will just say some people were upset that the the main male samurai protagonist is not a Japanese male, right? So that's the issue, not the color of the skin, right? The leftists, the Marxists, the communists, right, the progressives, they want to make it about the skin color, right? Um, but gamers were saying, well, we wanted to play a Japanese samurai, like that's the authentic thing, like that's what we want, right? We don't want a that like it's funny how people are like saying they know exactly who this guy Yusuke was or what, however you pronounce it, when there's not even like definitive information about that. Like there's just guesses, right? There was some documentation, but they don't even know exactly where he's from. He could be from, they were saying Madagascar, which to me in itself seems kind of weird, but I don't know the history of Madagascar. Um, but also I heard that he could be from India, right? So Indians, I mean, I'm gonna get in trouble no matter what I say. But I can't say it any other way because I don't know how to say it any other way. Like I don't have the vocabulary to say it in a way that's accurate. But if you put an Indian person next to a African person, I know that this is going to sound, you know, not good or whatever. It's going to sound whatever people want to make it to be. I I would say that the Indian person is not a black person, even if they both had dark brown skin, right? Or even like darker than brown, because I think some Indians do have very dark skin. Um, but like my friend, one of my friends, he has like black skin, right? So not he's not a brown skinned black man, but he's more of a black skin, you know. Um, which is a thing that that's just the way it is. We're all diverse, right? That's the joy about humanity that people seem to forget these days. Is instead of celebrating the fact that there's like variation in the humankind, the progressives want to say that, oh, you know, one particular race is superior to another, which, when I was raised, that's what the definition of racism was. You know what I'm saying? But yet it's okay when they do it, right? Um, which is just odd to me. And I'm getting to the title too. Good grief, man, you're making me dizzy. And she's gonna stop probably exactly where she did. Oh, at least I got a shot there, huh? Ah, I hate that they move all the time. But Dizzy Miss Lizzie. Ah, alright, that got her. That got her. One more hit, maybe. She's bleeding. Come on, you could have ate me right there. Oh, I can't harvest. Anyway, irregardless, it doesn't matter. Like, what my point is that I don't care about skin color, right? So, and most people don't. Like, they don't care. Like, whether he's Indian, brown, African brown, right? Um, I do admit, okay, and it's not from my standpoint, but I do admit that there is a stigma to there is a stigma revolving around African, I would say more around African males than females. Okay? Like everybody wants to say all black people, is always prejudiced against all of them. I don't think that that's true, um, actually. But, um, again, I'm not going to talk about prejudice and slavery and history and all that because all of the human race practically, not all, because I don't have verification of all, but I know enough history to know that most of the world at some point in time was under some form of slavery, right? So, or servitude, okay? So, to say that, like, it was only white people that enslaved people, well, that's just false. Like, there's no truth to that at all. You know what I mean? That's like 1000% false. Like, you can't get any more false than that. Like, it's just not a true statement, right? So, and even during the time of slavery, like if we're talking about, because it always comes down to American slavery, right? Like nobody wants to talk about African slavery, Middle Eastern slavery, Japanese or Chinese slavery, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? No, no, they don't want to talk about it anywhere else, right? Because their goal was to attack Europe and the United States, because the Europe and the United States were the last basically free, um, like again, Japan, I guess you could say, is kind of free, whatever. I think they got some strict laws though, um, but you understand my point, right? They have to tear down the free societies in order to get the communism, Marxism, whatever you want to call it, the authoritarianism, the totalitarianism, right? You can go through all the names. It doesn't matter what you call it, right? There's certain entities in the world that want like to control the planet, right? And obviously now in the digital age, right? It's easier to do that than ever, right? So because you can control the flow of information, right? And now that everybody's addicted to only watching the news on TV, and they're only addicted to certain like social medias, and they're only listening to certain types of music now because that's all that's pushed on the radio, right? And the politicians now in the cities are letting the gangs just have free reign to do what they want as long as the people stay in line voting for Democrat, right? The gangs are the ones that kind of like keep everybody in fear, right? And this is nothing new, right? This was happening in Venezuela. This happened in Cuba. This happens in other, so many different countries where the tyrants took over, right? They let everyone else do the dirty work for them, right? So, because when they do it like that, then it's not like open and in their face. Nobody can point the finger at them. They'll say, oh, gang violence, or oh, guns are the problem, Like they'll make every other excuse in the book rather than the policies you know, that they put in place, right? Right? Nothing's their fault. So anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent there somewhere else. So anyway, so the argument is about that in the game, but of course the progressives and the defenders of the Assassin's Creed game and Ubisoft employees, because you know that's who a lot of them are, right? Are calling everybody racist because they're saying, oh, well, you don't want a black man to be a samurai. You don't want to play a black samurai. Well, there's some truth to that, right? Because if you want to play a Japanese samurai, right, then automatically you don't want to play a black samurai, and you don't want to play a white samurai, and you don't want to play an Indian samurai, and you don't want to play a French samurai. You see what I'm saying? This is how the progressives always put a spin on things, right? And I don't know why people on Twitter haven't learned their lesson. Right? And Trump, of course, did the same thing. He always liked to try to reason with the left, and you can't reason with the left. Like, you can't. They're unreasonable. They don't even see their own flaws in their logic, right? So that you can't argue with them, right? They've been brainwashed to just push the narrative that they have been brainwashed to believe in, right? So my advice to people who want to speak out against, you know, ESG, DEI insertions, you know, again, nobody has a problem with diversity, but they have a problem with inserting stuff in there just for the sake of diversity, right? Because that takes the artistic value away from the game, right? If you want to make a game revolving around a, say, a country of Indian person, right? Then you build the story around that person, like from the ground up, right? And put that person in the game as you would do with any other game that you made with a white person or whatever, you know, an Egyptian person or a South American. You see what I'm saying? Like it's just funny how, like, the people that they decide they want to put in are people that just don't fit the sensibilities of the story, right? Like, no one would have had a problem I don't think anyone. Well, I shouldn't say nobody would have had a problem, because again, as I just said, people wanted to play a Japanese samurai, right? So let's use a different example. But let's just say that there was a game where there was a oh, good grief, man. Now he's gonna freaking make me get attention here. Oh my god, I have a gun instead of a... You know, they always wait until the frickin' Rex is around, right? Here it comes. Yep, it's coming. Well, anyway, let's just use the scenario of the Assassin's Creed, right? So the Yasuke was a retainer or servant, and possibly a slave, right? He was doing these duties against his will, right? He was forced to do it, right? So, and when I mean force, it's like sometimes slaves just did what they did because like they were sold into slavery, right? So they'd had to do this, so they kind of like did the part because they knew that if they fought against it, then that could be their life, right? So they just kind of complied. So irregardless, there's no evidence that he was a samurai. None. Zero. Right? It doesn't matter what videos you see on YouTube. I have yet to see somebody show me documentation that's authentic, that's from some place, that's from far in the past, not some book that somebody decided to write. You know what I'm saying? To try to alter the history of him, of his existence, right? Because that's really all that happened. Somebody wrote a historical fiction book, making him some great person, in Japan, um, some great icon, you know what I'm saying? So, and whatever, I don't care. Like somebody can write a story about whatever they want. That's not, I don't care. I don't even care about the game, to be honest with you, because I'm not buying it. You know what I'm saying? At least I wasn't planning on it. Now, if it turns out to be good, um, then then great. No, again, nobody cares about that. Like, no one's contesting that the game is going to be good or bad. What people were saying was they were disappointed because they were really looking forward to playing a game where you could play like a Japanese ninja or samurai, right? Like, that's the point, right? And as I said, the progressives are making it all about racism, okay? And then they bring up the fact of, well, you have a Japanese, the woman ninja, right? And it's like, well, okay, so you put a black man in as a samurai and a female in as a ninja, but for some reason you didn't want to put a Japanese samurai or ninja in Japanese feudal Japan. Like anybody who doesn't see that there's like something quirky about that, I don't know. I don't think they have any reasoning power. Like that's so just so out of place, right? Because women would not have been like the highlight of the time, right? I'm not saying they didn't have a prominent place or a place, and I never said that, and I'm not saying they never fought, right? Ever since I was a kid, we grew up watching Saturday night, kung fu theater or whatever they called it. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the name I gave it, okay? That's the name Hollywood gave it. So pick on them. Oh boy. Oh boy, she might get me. She might get me. She's making a pathway. Ooh. I have to do that. Because it was either eat me or try to kill her. You know what I mean? Now she's got to be bleeding like big time. So, after saying all that, right, what I saw on all that was to get to the point about the title, which is kind of funny, right? Come on, die. Hey, got her. I can't harvest her because I'll crash, but so the all that was to get to this title issue, right? The reason why I named this video what I did. So somebody had mentioned in Twitter, being very like mean and derogatory and all that stuff. Calling people who were expressing their opinions about the game and the approach that was taken to it. They were calling people pieces of POS, right? Um, which I'm sure most of you know what that means. And then one person said, oh, most of these people are poor white folk living in their trailer homes, right? Or just poor, destitute white people, right? And I'm like thinking to myself, okay, that doesn't make any sense. you know? And the reason why it doesn't make any sense, meaning it doesn't make any sense for them to say that, right? Because the whole argument about white privilege is that white people have more than, say, uh, whatever minorities do, right? Right? White people have more than minorities do. They have privilege in life. So if you have privilege in life, then that means you must have more than the minorities do, right? Um, Now, there's nuance to the whole accusation of white privilege. They might end up spinning it into, well, uh, you know, opportunity is also included there, right? So, but I mean, they say rich white people have white privilege. That's why they're rich. So how do you argue that poor white people have privilege because they're poor? Like, I would love an explanation on that. Right? Like the belief system, for lack of words, becomes oxymoronic, right? So, because like the two statements can't really coincide in the same belief system. Either you're rich and privileged or you're poor and privileged. But if you're rich and privileged, then you can't be poor and privileged. You see? Okay, you can spin it however you want. You could say, well, white people, even if they're poor, they have, more opportunity than minorities who are poor, right? And I don't really see any evidence of that in today's world. Like, I don't think that that's been the case for a very long time, right? Um, like ever since I was young, all the people I knew grew up with who were whatever, white, black, Hispanic, whatever you want to say, um, they all had the same opportunity as myself to get a job, right? Um, my friend, well, I'll call him V, right? My friend V, because I don't want to give his name out. who was a person of color, a black person, whatever. I don't know what you want to say. you know, every term is not proper, but because I just like to see him as my friend, right? Now, he used to joke about color and stuff like that, but that was just joking around, right? But that was him doing that, so whatever. I'm not gonna, um, you know, get on him about that, because it's a nothing burger, right? People that like get uptight about like making jokes and stuff are just very like unstable, right? They try to make it like they're compassionate or something, but how are you compassionate, right? By not joking around. Like, how does that make you compassionate? Now, yes, if you're being vulgar, right, and very like insensitive with the joking around, then yeah, maybe you're going too far. But again, this was a black person, right? So, you know, what am I going to say? Um, uh, whatever floats his boat, man. So, but anyway, he was able to get a job anytime he wanted. You know why? And he didn't have like per se special skills that at the time because we were just like teenagers, right? 17, 18, 19 at the time, whatever. Um, but you know how he got a job? He went out looking for a job. Like that's how he got a job. Like he should have written a book. He would have been famous. A sure way to get a job. Chapter 1. Easy way to get a job. Paragraph 1. Go out and look for work. Right? That's what he did. Now, he didn't have any restrictions. He was young and able-bodied, all that good stuff. I think he had like some kind of back pain issue, but he wouldn't let that stop him. He would still he would still work, you know. Again, he was very young, so obviously, like I have back problems now, and it's a little harder for me to cope because, you know, if I'm heavy lifting, I'm not, not as strong as I used to be, um, not as resilient as I used to be. Things don't heal as quickly as they did when I was 17. You know what I'm saying? So there is a difference, right, when you're young. So, again, this is what I'm talking about, though, right? Definitely, that one's definitely hurt now. Alright, there's another one. I can't take credit for it, though. Yeah, so I mean that's it. Like, and this is like I said, back in the 80s. Like if you look at the comments on YouTube in various different videos, right? Especially ones where there's music, like older music, like that somebody posts like from say the 70s or the 80s, right? A common thread that you will find in the comment sections of those videos is how they wish they could go back to the 80s, right? Because the 80s were like the time period where everybody was just being themselves. You know what I'm saying? and nobody really cared. Like, obviously there was people that were criticizing and whatever, you know. You're always going to have those people. There's not. Oh, there you go, another one. And I don't believe a society should be like anything goes. I mean, that's not a good society, you know. But you know, you're always going to have people that are not going to be happy with, like, you know, certain things, and that's fine. But that's what a free society is all about, right? So people can be themselves. People can complain about it. That's it. But as long as you don't take the freedom away from someone else to be who they want to be, then there's no problem with that, right? The problem comes is when you want to take my freedom away, right? When you want to make me do something that I don't want to do, right? That's where the problem comes in. Peekaboo. I see you. Yeah, the 80s. So, you know, the progressives have basically dismantled what finally was able to be accomplished. Right? Racism was at an all-time low, except for in progressive cities, right? So let's not forget that. They're the ones who were perpetuating the oppression, not the conservatives. And we don't count fake conservatives, right? Because they are fake people. Real conservatives are all about freedom. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, like, it doesn't see me if I go behind this. Now you see me, now you don't. Now you see me again. Come on. Turn this way. This way. This way. It's like, what is hitting me? See if I move. I guess there's sound, maybe. Yeah, so it's just getting to the point where if anybody has any kind of opinion about anything, the progressives try to make it about race, right? Like that's like their go-to thing, right? Or excuse me, racism. They'll make it about racism, right? Or something like that. Or white people hate black people, which is dumb, right? So are some people prejudiced? Of course, but that's a given. Like you're never going to get rid of racism. Like that's never going to go away ever, right? In fact, if you keep annoying the racist, it just gets worse. And that's what these guys are doing, really. They're really riling up Like they know exactly what they're doing. They're gaslighting, right? So that just gets people pissed off, you know? Got it. Whew. You know? And again, I will say that the racists are the progressives. Like they're the ones. The thing is that they just fooled everybody into thinking that everybody else was, you know, because they're the ones who are doing all the loudest crying and virtue signaling, right? Ah, I forgot. Mm. I don't know if they got music. It's just master volume. They don't even have like a music control. That's funny. I hope it doesn't put me all the way back over in the swamp. Alright. Okay, not too bad. This is the direction I would prefer to go. Come on, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash. Alright. Yeah, so you know, it's like they don't like Ubisoft could have picked, I don't know. They could have made up any other scenario in the game. They could have just made a totally fake like scenario in the game, right? And we don't know much about the game, right? So we don't really know the story. We don't know how this Yusuke became a samurai. But again, remember, that's not the real argument. The argument people were having, or the complaint that people were having, is that they wanted to play a Japanese samurai or a Japanese ninja, like a male, right? Like they don't have a problem having a female ninja in the game, right? Even though she doesn't look good at all, she doesn't even look attractive, right? Of course, they're not going to make an attractive um, Japanese female or whatever, you know. But irregardless, nobody has a problem with that, right? But most of the gamers who are male want to play a male Japanese samurai or ninja, right? Possibly, hopefully, they could have used a popular actor, you know, from the Japanese community to play this person. Um, and that would have made it even better, right? Because at least that's somebody who you can kind of like um, relate to or associate with, or you know what I'm saying, and make it a little more like a little more real life, not realistic, but you know what I'm saying, because you're seeing somebody that you're kind of familiar with, right? So um, now people are bringing up other games like Nioh or however you pronounce that game, and bringing up the movie The Last Samurai, and it's like, well, nobody cared up until now. Like the progressives are bringing that up. Like the gamers aren't bringing those movies up. The progressives are. And the gamers weren't complaining about those movies or games. The progressives obviously are. Right? But they're trying to like twist it so that, oh, why didn't you complain about this and why didn't you complain about that? Well, the answer is because we don't care about what you care about. Right? We care about what we care about as gamers when we're playing a game. That's what we care about. Right? Tom Cruise made the choice to be in The Last Samurai. That was his choice. Right? He didn't have to take the role. Right? And whoever made Nioh made the decision to put that person in the game. And that's fine. But those two examples, and people keep posting on social media the exact opposite. And again, from what little I know, Nioh, the character in Nioh, was based on a person in real life. And it wasn't unusual for Europeans to be in the Caribbean, right? So there's that. You know what I'm saying? Like they act like white people weren't in the Caribbean. You know, white people were in the Caribbean and South America for like hundreds and hundreds of years. But from what my understanding, the Nioh character was actually based on somebody who actually lived and experienced at least some of what was depicted in the game. Like not just like one little tiny facet, but you know, was a prominent figure in some part of history, right? Yusuke was not a prominent figure in Japanese history. Now, is he known by Japanese people? Well, maybe. I mean, from what I hear, um, he was known by some Japanese people. Um, I haven't got verification that he was like, you know, somebody that like educators made it a point to teach in school over the past 100 years. You know what I'm saying? Which to me would be kind of odd that they would do that, like unless there's some kind of progressive agenda going on there too. Um, because Yusuke was not like in the amount of space in time, in historical time, that Yusuke kind of appeared and disappeared is like very small, right? Like like if Yusuke was like, I don't know, hanging out in Japan for like his whole life until he died, you know, and he served under various I don't know, lords and samurai, and there was a lot of like historical records depicting um, his travels with all these lords or samurais throughout his entire lifetime, which spanned 50 years or whatever it would have spanned. and you kind of like made some kind of a game, revolving around interjecting some of that stuff in there with Yusuke being also a side character along the way, then that would have made sense, right? It still might have been like odd, right? Because like we're talking about an Assassin's Creed game, like I don't know, I haven't played all the Assassin's Creed games, but I don't really remember there being sidekicks, right? So that would have been odd. Um, so I don't know. It just I don't see the problem with people expressing their disappointment that they don't get to play a Japanese samurai or ninja in feudal Japan in an Assassin's Creed game. Like, I see no problem with that at all. Like, there is no problem with that. Like, it's not even a subjective opinion of mine. There's like zero problem with that, right? Because if you use the progressive logic, like I see people getting on Steam forums sometimes and saying, um, hey, what's up, Violet? I hope you don't mind me calling you that. If you are offended by that, just let me know. I'll call you Violet. But I've heard some Aussie people tell me that a term for woman in Australia that is used is a what we here in America would term as a curse word or a vulgar word, right? And you probably know what I'm talking about. Um, it begins with a C, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. So the progressives they always um, contradict themselves, right? Like there's people that get on some games in the Steam forum and say, "Oh, where are all the LGBT characters?" Like, "Oh, why isn't this person a trans character, right, in the game?" Like, what is the difference? Like, if somebody says, "Oh, I don't want to play this game if it's got no trans characters in it," well, it's like, well, okay, so you're allowed to be disappointed if somebody that you want in a game isn't in the game, but somebody else who says they're disappointed that they can't play the character that they wanted to play in a game is somehow offensive or racist or whatever you want to accuse people of. Like that doesn't make any sense at all. Right? People play games to have fun. People play games to get immersed. People play games to escape into another world, right? Like that's why I like VR, right? When I play a VR game, I mean, I would like to get back to it. Um, you should be able to join, Violet. I kind of fixed it so that it should work for everybody. Um, well, I can't speak for the servers on your side, but the server is open, so anybody who can connect should be able to connect. I guess that's what I want to say. Yeah, so the only people that are really blowing this whole Assassin's Creed out of proportion is not the gamers who were expressing their disappointment for how Ubisoft created the game, but it's everyone else who is saying that you can't have an opinion. or that your opinion is wrong, or that your opinion is somehow offensive or racist or whatever. Like just because you want to play a particular character that makes sense in a game where that character would fit in 100% well. But yet Ubisoft went with two characters that they know male gamers would not have preferred to play. Right? So my argument is that this is an attack on men. Right? So now I'm getting into something else here, right? So my argument is that this was purposely done to cause controversy. Not because Ubisoft loves black people. And this is the thing that really kills me the most, is that how these individuals, some of them are black, are attacking people for wanting a Japanese samurai or ninja to play, a male one. And in their head, somehow Ubisoft is like this, what? They love black people? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I did it again. I went to open up my inventory again. Yeah, that's the one. That is the one. Okay. See you in a bit. Okay, I'm back up now. Come on, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash. Ah, yes, worked. Whew. Okay, whoa, what happened there? Did I get attacked? Must have got attacked when I crashed. There must be somebody around here. So anyway, back to the Nio and the Last Samurai. Like in the Last Samurai movie, it was just depicting the era of the samurais. Right? That's where the name came from. Right? Like it would have been dumb to like call it the Last Samurais. Like that just doesn't sound right, right? So um and the argument about Tom Cruise anyway doesn't make any sense because number one, he wasn't depicted as the last samurai. Okay? He was a prisoner. Like literally he was a prisoner in the movie of the samurai. Right? So, you know, without going into all the nuance and everything of the movie, it's just when he got caught, he was taken to the camp, and he was able to see the way that they live, right? That they weren't just like these like animalistic, um, kind of low life nobodies who just kind of like were troublemakers, whatever the mainstream view of them was, right? So he started seeing their lifestyle, right? And then, of course, they started egging him on to fight, right? That's what they were doing. They were egging him on to fight because, he himself was an American warrior, right? So they captured who they looked at as an American warrior. Did they respect him as such? Well, no, maybe not. But they recognized him as a man of, what's the word? I don't want to say man of honor, but like a man who was willing to die for whatever he was like commissioned to do. You see what I'm saying? So, in other words, he wasn't going to run away from the fight. He was going to stick to the orders that were given, and if need be, died to the death. Right? So when they caught him, they saw this in him. Right? Because he wasn't giving up, even though he was beat up and everything else. He was still fighting them. You see? So they saw like a warrior spirit within him, right? Sorry if the mic's too loud. They saw a warrior spirit within him. So instead of killing him, they took him with them. Now, I don't remember why they took him with them exactly, but whatever. They captured him, right? They caught one of the American warriors, right? So anyway, to make a long story short, he ends up learning their ways and learning their techniques and their fighting style and all that. And when one of the samurai got killed, the wife of that samurai who was taking care of, I forget his name in the movie, so forgive me. Tom Cruise. I'll just say Tom Cruise. They kind of, I guess you could say they kind of fell in love with each other. I don't know. But he ended up taking the mantle of the husband. So she gave him the suit. Okay, now remember, this was after he trained with them for many months. Okay, now he wasn't like a non-fighter. So you might say, well, how did he learn their ways so quickly? Well, he did already have sword fighting training and combat training and stuff like that. So he wasn't untrained as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? He just had to learn their techniques, right? Once he learned their techniques in fighting, they were like, good job, right? So anyway, he ended up putting on the mantle of the samurai that died, of the woman who was taking care of him, and I guess who they fall in love with each other, I guess. And then he went out with the samurai in their last, like, I guess you could say, attack in defense of the kingdom, right? Because it was about to change into a more modern society. Um, you know, I guess you could say it was influenced by the West, right? Because they were trying to sell them modern weapons and do trade with them and all that stuff. Um, Tom Cruise ended up dying with the last of the samurai, or at least what we believe is the last of the samurai, right? Hence the name The Last Samurai. So, two conclusions you can come here, right? uh, Don? Oh! 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 Come on, die. I'm joking. Just joking, Violet. Yeah, so the two things that you can take away from this in an argument is, number one, he wasn't really a samurai, right? Tom Cruise. He was just shown the samurai way, and instead of them assassinating him, which, as far as I know, and correct me if I'm wrong, whenever an enemy was caught, they would be assassinated, right? Their head would be cut off. I mean, maybe they took some as slaves, I don't know, but you know, that probably is the only two outcomes, right? So, um, sorry, I still got the sniffles a lot. So he wasn't really a samurai. He just made a choice, right? If I'm gonna die out here, then I'm gonna die fighting, and I'm gonna die fighting for a cause, right? A cause that I have been opened up to see, right? Like, I see that maybe I was wrong about the samurai and what their role was in life. You know what I mean? That they are noble, that they are people of integrity, that they truly are defenders of the weak. You know what I mean? Defenders of the nation. And he could respect that because he also was a warrior and a defender of his nation. Irregardless of what, you know, he did. Right? That's irrelevant as far as the the story goes. But he just knew that he was going to go out. If he was going to go out, then this is the way he would want to go out. Fighting for a noble and good cause, right? So that's the first way you can look at it. He wasn't really a samurai, right? It's just how he wanted to go out. Got one. Too bad I can't harvest it. Okay, the second way that you can look at it is that he was a samurai. Okay? Because he was trained by samurais. You got it? Well, it wasn't preserved though. It died there on the field. You know what I'm saying? Now he did write, I guess, supposedly. I guess he was taking notes, right? He was writing. So he could have been historically recording all of it, knowing that you know, knowing that it would be someday archived or presented for people to read, right? So there's 2 wrecks. So if anybody wants these wrecks, they are lying on the side of the cliff here. Well, right, and that's what I was alluding to, right, in my first statement, right? That's how he would want to go out. But the second one could be also, you could say, well, he was a samurai. Why was he samurai? Because he was trained by samurais. Right? That wasn't his choice. He got caught, and that was the situation he was in. So they decided he was worthy after seeing that he understood, right? Not fully, but he understood at a deep enough level their way of life, what they actually lived for. It wasn't vanity, it wasn't selfishness. You know what I'm saying? So once they realized that he saw that, when the opportunity came, right? Because it was only when the opportunity came. You see, when that woman's husband died, they were willing to say, live out the memory of this man in battle, as you said, right? There's another one over here. So he was a samurai, but again, he was a samurai because they made him a samurai. Okay? He wasn't like going into the movie from the get-go as a samurai. Right? Oh, wow. What a day. Isn't that messed up? I'm killing all these wrecks, and I can't even harvest them. Now that's robbery, man. That's robbery. I feel cheated. Got a little one and a big one here. Hello. How you doing? Now this cliff here is a little worse. I have to be careful. Again, I'm not trying to, like, you know, critique. Whoa! I'm not trying to critique the movie accurately. I'm just kind of say how I kind of see it in a nutshell, right? So I don't really remember like every detail of the movie. Like I watched it a few times, but you know, it's been a little while. Can you believe this freaking bird? They always come like at the worst times. Oh. It's gonna do me like that. Oh. Wow, it's coming at me. I gotta watch out, man. Whoa. This thing is like, oh my god. I never seen him come down this far, to be honest with you. I got 2. Alright, oh no, no, no. I'm falling. Alright, I got the high ground now. Let me get some health. Yeah, they don't usually come up here like this. Whoa! 2-headed monster. Whew. So Nio and the Last Samurai, to close out this conversation, are not good arguments to accuse people of being racist because they didn't complain about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they're trying to use them for. Oh, you didn't complain about these white guys, like one in the Caribbean and one in, you know, whatever, Japan, I guess it was. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't Jesus, what the frick, man? Why are they coming? I never seen them ever come on the slope like this. What are we gonna call this place? Death Mountain? This freaking bird. You guys want some harvest? There's a lot of dead stuff on this cliff. Boy, it's hot in here. Whew. These computers. So anyway, that's the end of my explanation for the title. That's all I got to say about this silly stuff, man. It's like these progressives, all they do is just call people racist, misogynist, sexist, everything else. And I'm going like, I mean, it's just like, think about that for a second, though. It's like, so you're saying to me that you're this hyper virtuous, hyper righteous, hyper never do wrong, hyper never have an unclean thought about a woman or a man, never do anything sexual to a woman or a man, never look at any porn or hentai or anime, which is revealing, or even slightly revealing. Don't drink, smoke, do any harm to your body, don't kill any animals. I mean, think about that for a second. Like, that's what you would have to be to claim who you are. Right? That's what you would have to be to claim who you are. And that doesn't even Yeah, I didn't even say everything. I didn't even check all the boxes off, right? That means you can't yell, you can't call anybody names, you can't get angry, you always got to be compassionate all the time. You have to stop at every homeless person and give them a quarter, right? Because if you don't help that homeless black person, then you're racist. If you don't help the next one, you're racist, right? As far as the progressives are concerned, right? But they don't do any of that, do they? They're full of accusations, but all their actions reflect the accusations. All of their actions reflect the accusations that they make. Right? So this is why I left the Democrat Party. Right? I left the progressive side. Right? Because initially I didn't like lean that way because I'm a progressive, so to speak. Like, I don't even like that word because that word doesn't make any sense. I was just fed the lie like everyone else was and figured, well, I'm going to vote on the side that seems to support the policies I like, right? So I was kind of a middle of the road person who had some conservative values, some liberal values, you know what I mean? Whatever you want to say. Oh my God. Oh no. Ooh. Luckily this tree is here, huh? You're gonna get some bullets. Uh-oh, I'm stuck. I can't get... Oh, here we go. Hello. Peekaboo. Hehehe. That is a lot. Still going? Can't get me. Can't get me. Boy, it's really choppy. I don't know why. You guys want to harvest stuff? There's a lot of Utah. Shame it's all going to waste. Oh, my goodness. Where are you? Come on. I hear them all around me. I hear them all around me. Oh. I'm gonna be out of ammo pretty soon. Oh, you're gonna run away already? Come on. That's no fun. There's still a whole lot. Wow. Crazy. Oh! There's like he leaped forward at me or something. Come on. Bring it on, baby. Oh boy. Two, huh? Come on. Carnage. Hey, get back here. Man. Oop, missed. Missed. Didn't miss. I gotta watch out. There might be some behind me too. Wow, this is a lot. This is more than usual. They must have all converged together. Something. I mean, I never seen this many. So I don't have much ammo left, and I can't get any more because the game's gonna crash. Alright, so they're all running away now because I killed their teammates. Oh, there's quite a few more. That's a lot more. That's not just a few. That's quite a bit more. Let me see, there's probably at least 2 or 3 more. There's somebody over here. Little guy. Really? Wow, what the heck did I do there? Where did it go? My wrist is hurting. Surprised this one came back. Uh, oh, what happened? Oh, it crashed. Really? That's kind of messed up. There, go on it. Alright, I think we got time, a little bit more time here. Ugh, boy, the computers make it hot up here. I'm gonna turn on the air. Oof. Get a little airflow in here. But you don't need to think the same way. In fact, thinking differently might be more complementary. The ability to get along and discuss things together is more valuable, in my opinion, than simply thinking the same way. I'm not saying there's a perfect anything, but that's how I see it. I hate the AI. So, if you're wondering what I was saying there was a little bit of a discussion about Candace Owen. Um, and I gave a reason why I'm not going to discuss it. Because of our freedom-taking overlords, there's things that I cannot say without risking getting banned. I don't know how Daniel thinks. As a YouTuber, I respect his comment section. Unless, of course, the subject that I would talk about was already brought up there. But those details have not been highlighted in this video, so I will not speak. Like I said, do research, do research revolving around Epic Games. The information that you find will speak for itself. I mean, what I'm saying is perfectly logical. And then there's the other discussion about. So one discussion was like Candace Owens says she likes to find somebody who thinks like her. And that's why, she picked her white husband. Right? Well, I was saying, well, she's an intellectual, so intellectuals think that you have to pick somebody that, like, has your IQ. Otherwise, there's going to be some kind of, like, disparity there, which is kind of stupid. Now, she didn't say the disparity part, but that's usually what intellectuals will say to you. You know? Which is the same argument a rich person will say. I'm not going to marry a poor person because they can't understand what it's like to be rich. So intellectuals think that if you don't have a high IQ, then somehow you're not going to be able to engage with them on their level, which is kind of like, I don't know, pretty, I'm not sure of the word, like disrespectful. So, normally if you're an intellectual, you should learn how to come down to other people's level. But that's where I'll leave it at that, right? So, I was saying that sometimes it's better that people, like people on the street, don't have that privilege. Like the common person don't have the privilege of spending, all their time looking for the perfect mate, right? Right? They just kind of like want companionship, right? They want intimacy. They want, whatever. So they'll settle for just somebody they can get along with and learn to grow to love. That's what I said. So that's a discussion that we were having too. The other one was about Epic Games. Somebody made a comment on one of the videos that if you're not allergic to Epic Games, here's one of the free games that they have now. And there's nothing wrong with that, saying that there's a free game on Epic. But I had responded and said, well, it's got nothing to do with allergies or phobias. The reason why we don't support Epic Games financially is because of principle, right? And then somebody said something to me and said, well, what's the problem? And I said, well, I can't talk about the problems with Epic Games here in the chat, in the comments section, because I might get banned. Right? Because there's a lot there's a lot of reasons why I don't support Epic Games financially. And then he's like saying, well, that's not an argument, just to be short, you can't say that. That's not an argument. You're just telling me to do research. Now, who is this? Because I can't see your name. Right? So I said, and I made it clear, the guy, to do your own research and you'll find out what I'm talking about. And then he comes back and says, well, that still isn't an argument. I said, it is an argument. I said, I don't know how the OP here, the YouTuber who was posting this video, thinks. So he might not like what I say. And then he might block me or ban me or whatever the case is, right? So, wow, another Rex. That is just simply ridiculous. No, this is probably a glitch. This is probably one of my Rex that died, right? Yeah. Hey there, lady. Yeah, this is one. Oh, God. Who's that? Who's that?
one of your subscribers.
You're
It's
kind you're
Chris,
you're
in
ki-
case you don't know.
you're kind of muffled. I can't really understand you. Oop,
It's Chris. Can't you understand? I've been playing with you a long time ago.
hold on. Okay. Um. Oh, good job. Um. Yeah, I still can't really hear you too well for some reason.
Oh, maybe just because the way I talk.
Maybe take your voice. Maybe you're too close to a mic, possibly.
Yeah, just because the mic belongs to the headset.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Now
Uh,
you understand me?
are you in the game,
I'm joining.
Jeremy?
I'm joining.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know. You're just so muffled. I can't hear you. My hearing is not good to begin with, so that just makes it worse.
Oh
Uh,
man.
so you're just kind of muffled your voice. I hear like you saying that, oh man, but I can't. I didn't catch it like the name. It sounds like you're saying Jeremy, but
No. I'm Chris, mate. Hello?
yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Perfectly. Crystal clear.
Yeah, if there was, I wish we could chat somehow. I mean, text. I hate doing that, but that's better than me.
Yeah.
That's better than me going, huh, huh.
Yeah, it's better to use voice instead of texting because when you're hunting Rex, you cannot use text.
Well, you can if you check the video, you can kind of hear what you sound like, I guess. I can't hear it because I don't have the volume turned up because it'll echo. Um, yeah. So
That's
well,
far
what's
away.
what's going on? I mean,
I mean, I just joined just because I didn't have a hunt in a long while.
you can't join.
No, I decided to join just because,
Oh, the
well,
server.
yes,
So this is who now?
it's Chris,
Chris.
one of your subscribers,
Okay,
actually.
Chris. Is that what you said?
Yes, I
Okay.
joined a few,
Yeah, I see you
just
now. Yep.
some of your games
Yeah, I see your name
a
now.
while ago.
Got you. Got you. Okay. Cool. Cool.
I
Yeah.
was the one who was shooting the 700 loud, very loud.
Oh, who's next to me? That's what I want
Sorry?
to. Somebody's next to me. I can't.
Oh,
I can't see their name. Like all the names are gone. Oh,
Hanson
Hanson.
maybe.
Okay, Hanson. Okay, that's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. Well, see, I'm
No
I'm
problem.
I'm on like ultra wide, so I don't know like if it um
Yes, I've seen the video.
some stuff is like not showing for some reason. I'm not sure. Um, but I can't see anybody's name. Like you can see, oh, in the video here.
I'm trying to come towards you.
Well, we had a lot of wrecks already in this particular session. I keep dying, so all the wrecks are just standing around. Um,
Oh, great.
so you can.
That's why,
Well, no,
that's why
they're not going to attack you or anything. They're just there. Like you can take a picture next to it if you want. Um,
they're so bugged. Just kidding.
yeah, because once you kill them and die, then it bugs out and they just stand there. Like, cause I didn't harvest them, so I can't harvest anybody because the game crashes. I can't open my
Yeah,
inventory either because the game crashes. I can't. All I can do is just kill stuff until I run out of ammo, and then I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I might have to
if
put
you,
put in my
if
old
you,
save again.
if you run out of ammo, you kind of screw up, isn't it?
Uh,
How clear can you hear me now? Still muffled?
sorry.
Have you understood my question?
Oh, another Rex.
Oh, you're lucky, man.
That might be the statues, though.
And the ones that just stay alive and don't attack. I mean, they, they don't even move, isn't it? I also have the compound bow just if you don't like the shooting of the 700. I should consider using the 700 even less just because it destroys the integrity of Rexes.
Let's see, are these guys stuck
Just
here?
slicing some velociraptors.
Yep, there's another one. Yeah, because I killed like so many on this server now and couldn't harvest any of them. But I will take this rock. Now there should be two more over here.
Why don't you ask Hansen to harvest them for you?
He might try. I don't know if he's doing it or not. It's funny, like when you get farther away, then the sound of them comes out, but when you get closer, the sound cuts off. Alright, so there was two over here, but I don't see them.
You're so
Maybe,
goddamn far.
yeah, I don't see those two. Yeah. I think I killed like, I don't know, quite a bit actually. I was surprised how many I was getting, one after another after another. I killed at least 8, because I killed 4 right on the slope I'm on now. And then, I'm pretty sure I killed like 4 over on the other side.
I just took a fall. I was lucky that the slope wasn't steep enough. Otherwise, I'd have died. And if I die, I'm kind of screwed up.
Hansoon. That's not how I wanted to write that. So where are you at, Chris?
I'm currently heading to you. I'm just like
Uh,
it to,
yeah, I can't look on the map either. If I open the map, I'll crash.
I'm past the Celeste, and I
Um,
can hear APBT shooting the 700.
I can't. Yeah, I don't hear it.
You're just too far away to hear that I'm actually at 700 meters away from him, and I
So,
can't hear it.
so are you towards Madame's, or are you like
No,
more
I just left Madame's.
right? But are you? I'm near the weather station. So
Well,
you,
I'm coming towards it.
okay,
I was,
you're coming this way then. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Okay. Now there's 2 more wrecks over here dead. Let's see if they're also just standing around doing nothing. I'm just
uh,
curious, like how
I'm
many?
just 1 kilometer away from you. It's less than a mile,
Yeah,
because I know you're using the imperial system for measurements, isn't it?
I'll lead you towards Chris if you want. Oh yeah.
Uh,
Hanson's gonna
It's gonna get you
he's
to
gonna
me.
he's gonna leave, but I wanted to see if the wrecks were here that I killed earlier.
I'm just coming myself. There is no hurry.
I don't see anybody here, so maybe they disappeared.
Maybe if I hear a Rex, I might shoot it either with the bow or the 700, but it depends.
Well, sometimes they don't reappear where they died. They'll reappear somewhere else on the map. So, like I said, there's I left everybody dead that I killed on this server. So so there's like 8 or 10 wrecks that are just gonna be standing around doing nothing, and probably a bazillion Utah standing around doing nothing because I just killed like I don't know how many over there, like at least 20. So yeah, so this server is going to be like a dinosaur museum.
That's a really good skin experience, gotta admit.
So what country are you in?
It is the largest country in the Balkans. I bet all the Americans don't really know it.
You might want to type it. Romania. Okay, gotcha.
It is the largest country in the Balkans. And I bet that most of you Americans don't even have any idea what Europe really is, isn't it?
What that
Um,
Romania? That Romania is in Europe?
yes, Eastern Europe.
No, that's
Have you ever heard of
no,
Russia?
no. You're talking to a 53-year-old. I actually had an education that mattered.
Well,
Yeah, you talk to
there's
a 20. Yeah, you talk to a 20-year-old and ask them where Romania is. They're probably gonna look at you funny. Because
uh,
the education system today is just like crap.
just as a fact, I'm nearly 20 years old.
No, my
It,
uh,
it,
my my pastor is Romanian. He's from
the,
Romania. So yeah,
interesting.
yeah, yeah.
Well, you should come visit this country. It is beautiful.
You like? I mean, it's nice there. Safe though.
It's really safe. Don't listen to others.
Okay, I got you. Well, I
Most
guess
of
I,
this,
I guess every country though has its areas that you probably should stay out of, right?
yes, yes, and that's one neighborhood in Bucharest that you should stay away from just because it's full of gypsies and thieves. But
Okay.
in the rest, it is pretty safe. I've, I mean, I've been living my whole life in this country, and
Hmm.
I really recommend you visiting it.
Yeah, I think I saw some like pictures from Romania, like, cause I'm like I used to be like kind of, I crashed again. Mm. I used to
You'll be
be like a
crushed.
kind of like be into geography, like not in the sense of like,
Oh,
not in the
this,
sense of like studying every, what the name of every city in a country was, but more or less the landscape, right, of it. That kind of
yeah,
geography.
you should know a
Um,
small thing about it.
and
But I think you know about the US a lot, as much as I know about my own country.
mhm. Yeah, well, you got pretty much various types of terrain, don't you, in Romania?
Sorry.
You got like a diverse amount of like terrain, like
Yes,
mountains, valleys, like
yes,
farmland
pretty
and
much.
stuff like that.
That's yeah, pretty much kind of hilly and flatland. In the middle, we've got some mountains, the Carpathians, if you've ever heard about them.
Okay.
They are mostly the main attraction of our country.
Mm.
An interesting fact is that you can find bears, and we have the highest bear population in the whole Europe.
Is that right?
Yes,
Interesting.
and
Now,
we have the highest beer consumption per what person. Like we have 7 liters per 100 kilometers, if you know the joke.
probably not. You'll have
It's
to.
just like a car. It's like a car consumption, but I don't know how to convert it into miles.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I got you. Well,
Oh
I
man,
think a mile is like
1.6 kilometers
yeah, something like
approximately.
that. Yeah, yeah, something like that. I mean, I kind of get an idea of how long kilometers are. Like when you start getting
It's
up
like
into when you start
1,000 meters.
right, when you start saying like 30,000 kilometers or 35,000, then it's kind of like I have to think about it. You know what I mean? Although it's still not that hard to figure out, I guess.
You're translating to feet or miles.
Yeah. Yeah, we just do I mean, we have kilometers on our speedometer in the car, you know. S-
ATBT is asking how are we? How are they hearing me?
Canada up north, I think they use kilometers.
I don't really know about NA, like North America, but I know that as far as I know, Romania is much safer than US, and you cannot over uh, argument argue it just because guns are not that easy to obtain rather than your country.
Mm-hmm.
Like in US, you only have to be at least 18 years old to get a gun,
Right. Well, I
and
mean, I mean, you here too, but the only exception is hunting. Like, if you, I don't know what the age. I mean, every state's different here, right? Each state is kind of like its own
50,
little
50
country,
states
but
and 50 different jurisdictions.
yeah, they all
Eh,
have their own kind of like state laws. But what I would say is probably the youngest person can get a gun is like
He's 18
14,
years old.
probably for hunting, but it may be even younger if it may be just the fact that you get a hunting license and then you're able to hunt, like in
Uh,
some states. But
look
you
behind
can't
you.
carry a gun unless you're like 18 here either. Like you can't just like,
Look
you know what I'm saying?
behind.
It's just hunting. That would be the exception.
Look behind, mate.
Behind? Oh, hey, what's up?
Ah, there.
Yeah, he came out of the he came out of the ground there. Um,
Oh, I was behind you all the time.
oh, were you?
I didn't even realize.
Hey, see, that's it. I'm not very observant. Well, I didn't hear your footsteps. Usually I
It
do.
was from Rex hunting, isn't it?
Well, I haven't been over here that much, so I don't know what's over here. But
I
the
still don't understand why people play this game nowadays. It's just like so old and so dead. I'd rather play theHunter Classic instead.
well, well,
And
type in the games in chat what you like to play. I would love to do co-op games if you're into any co-op games. I mean, I've been wanting to, you know, try out many. I'm not a competitive gamer. Like I don't. It doesn't do anything for me to play competitive games. Like I don't
yes, I
like it
understand.
doesn't. I just don't get anything out of it. Like the repetitiveness of just killing people over and over. Even if I was good at it, I don't think I would be even interested.
I mean, uh, I would not recommend you playing, especially Counter Strike. You just not with me because you might not want to know how I sound when I get mad. Just because I die over and over just
Well,
saying,
you know what? That's what push to talk is for,
yeah.
right?
And
So when you're ready to curse, you just you know you just
mute the
let go of
button.
the button, and all I'll hear is all right, yeah,
Yeah.
right. That's what I'll hear, and I'll be like, okay, I guess he's upset about something. Right? Instead of having the beep, you got the mute. So yeah, uh, I don't really judge people too much, you know, and I don't think that. Well, you know, I don't know. You don't seem like you don't seem like you hate me or anything. So
No, why would I hate you?
well, that's what I'm saying. So I don't think you would get mad at me. I don't know, but I don't know your personality, so you know. But you know, I just like playing. Like when I do co-op, right? I just like playing. I don't care like
It
I
is
don't care if I
something.
die. I mean, of course I get frustrated if I die a lot in the game, but I'm saying when I'm with other people playing, it's I just want to play and have fun with my friends, right? Like so if we die all the time doing something, oh whatever. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get back
I mean,
into it.
if you die doing a stupid thing, at least you tried it.
Well, whatever. Nobody's. I mean, it's just all part of gaming, man. Like, again,
What
when I play with my kids, we just play to have fun. We play to goof off. We play to do the quest. You know, if we die, we die. Like,
uh,
you know.
have you spawned the Primal on the server?
You did?
No, if you did. It
I didn't hear
has
anything.
it ever been hasn't shit.
Where? I didn't see anybody do that.
No, if it was, Because what about we spawn the Primal here, the
Oh,
Celeste?
oh, you have one. Yeah, but I don't have a lot of ammo, remember? I don't know if you heard me say that. I can't loot.
Yeah,
I crashed, so I won't have much. I won't be much of a help. I have bow and arrow. I got 280 arrows I can use.
the compound, isn't it?
Yeah, 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 compound.
That's good, that's good.
That's all I can do though, because I can't loot. Otherwise, I'll crash. I'll probably have to just put in one of my old save files again to get ammo back. But just tell Hanson what you're gonna do in the chat. I don't know if he's listening or
Like,
not.
what about I spawn the Primal?
Oh, there you go. Is anybody else nearby who can come help, or everybody's far? Oh, whoa, wait. We got 4 here. Who's the 4th one? Oh, is this Don? Yeah, I can't loot Don. Oh my god, I just crashed. See? Just chatting. I can't even chat without crashing.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah, this game. On this computer. Like the other computer's fine, like for the most part, you know, but
Why don't you use the other computer?
pardon?
Why don't you use the other
Well, cuz
computer?
it's running the server. And I'm not
Oh god.
and I'm running it off of a different computer that I normally run the server on, so I didn't want to end up crashing it by playing. If I just sit there, usually it lasts a long time, right?
Yeah.
It just seems like there's a memory like it seems like there's problems when it's trying to move information from one place to another, right? Because if I loot, it crashes. If I harvest
As I
something, it
said,
crashes. If I you know what I'm saying? Like something is happening when you're trying to move information back and forth. So
wait,
I
did you
don't.
just do you know what did the APPD say? You need an AMD. Just teasing.
All I know is the error message that pops up. So I don't know what that means.
Also, Hansen disconnected.
Oh, he did too?
Yes, he did.
Is Don
And that
still there? Tell Don I'm coming back.
who's done?
I love the APBT. But
Yeah, he's still there with me.
okay, yeah.
He's there.
Oh my God, where the heck did it spawn me? Am I here near you?
You're not that far. Just about
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not far.
um,
I see. I see. Let's see.
3 miles away from me,
Okay, good. It didn't crash.
like 40 meters.
Yeah, so I can't even chat now. So, I mean, you can type the chat. I'll try to look at it. Hopefully, I won't miss it. Oh, I got a bird here.
Now I try shooting a bird,
Oh,
despite it will decrease the integrity to 0.
up 2 birds here.
Yeah, they're just heading for you.
I think
I
I
have the guns ready.
I think I shot a rare bird earlier, which was a shame. I couldn't even loot it.
I have the guns ready.
One down. It's coming towards you, I guess. Get it, get it, get it. Come on. Oh, no.
Grab it 2 times and it's now staying in the air. It bugged.
Oh, did it up? It died? It's still,
Yes, it died. I shot it 2 times already with a 700.
it's still flying for me.
I mean, shooting it a lot. I don't know what's wrong with this server, but anyways, I have the guns ready. I'll just wait for you to arrive and then we can start destroying the Primal.
Alright, sounds good. That's a good way to cap off, at least for me, because I got to get going in a little bit. Probably after the Primal if it takes a while. Um,
A good thing that doing this in a safe place like this, the Primal can charge you if you're hidden in certain spots.
Well,
It's not.
Madame's is not exactly that safe. Um, I
I
usually
did.
I
I
u-
did kill the Primal plenty of times up here.
yeah, I usually try to stay behind the wall if I can.
It usually works at bushwalk meadows and also raptors coming towards dawn.
Hmm. Oh,
It's you.
uh-oh.
So
Ah, I got a Utah on me. I got a Utah on me. Help, help.
I shot it once.
Oh, did you? Okay, good. There you go.
It's dead?
Dead. It's dead. Yep. You want to get it? Yeah.
Yes, I'll get it.
I didn't shoot it, so thank you.
Nah, Site C is too far. I wouldn't go there. That's what Don says. I'm not far. I wouldn't there. So just tell me when should I spawn the Primal?
All right, I'm coming. My wife was texting me.
Are you ready?
Uh, well, let me get over here.
Just tell me when you're ready.
Because you never know where it's gonna pop up. Um,
Ready?
and she charges rather quickly. Sure, I guess.
So, 3, 2, 1.
Oh boy,
Here we go.
there it goes.
Oh, an enemy.
What happened?
It's gone.
Oh, it's over there. Okay, good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Bring it over. Yep, bring it on over. Where's Don? Is Don here?
Yes, he's there.
Okay. It's stuck down below. Come on.
No, do not rush it. He's giving us sniper support.
Good. Come on.
Here's the place I usually stay and it doesn't charge.
See, I'm not in a good spot.
Oh, it's coming towards you.
Yep, as soon as it runs, I'll be
Run.
dead. Dead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We can confuse it, right? I'll go on this side, right? And then
Just
you
be
can go on.
careful to not get charged.
Yeah. Yeah, but if we're on two different ends, she's gonna be like, well, who do I pick, right? She doesn't know who to pick.
Oh no, he's coming towards me.
Yeah, careful. I wish you'd get up on this wall. There's no way to get up here, though, is there? Nope. No way to get up.
I'm also shooting its tail. I shoot everything I see.
I'm just trying to hit it to do some kind of damage. She's far away. Ah. Yeah, she's not very
Reactive.
she's not very aggressive. There you go. She's already
almost dead.
Yeah, she's already dead. Wow. That was quick.
just because we have high power guns.
Yeah,
Still dead.
I guess so. Wow. That's pretty
And
fast.
we're gonna stand here for a trophy shot once again.
Yeah, I guess you had good shots at her because she was standing right at you. That's the best thing, you
Of
know.
course there is no integrity.
Well, no, of course not.
Like I shot her like for 60 times in a row.
Did you? Yeah.
60 times with a 700.
How many times did I shoot her?
Like 16.
16, that's
And
it? Wow.
Dan shot it like 12 times.
Hmm. Yeah, it was a little hard to get her from that distance. I didn't want to get too close because, you know. Oh, let me get in.
Just make her stand and face toward us. Come on, Rexy. Come on, for God's sake. I heard about the US that the gas prices are really, really low.
Can't get it up?
But it's kinda. I'm just ready to take the shot.
Good?
It's done.
Oh, all done? Okay. Yeah, good job, good job. Oh,
Yeah.
I crashed again.
Again, you're just flying.
Yep,
You're flying.
crashed again.
Uh, you open up the inventory, isn't it? Or trying to chat.
Um, yeah, let me see what time it is. I've been on for 2.5 hours.
But about the time, how early or later it is rather than standard Europe. Like here now, it's like 9 and 15. It's 9 till 10 in the evening. For example, in England, it's like 2 hours earlier. Still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just.
Trying to reconnect.
People are still on about the Epic Games thing here on the comments. It's like. People just want to. I don't know. Keep pressing
Hear
issue.
my
Pressing
voice.
the issue. Pressing the issue. And I'm like, look, you know, if you want to. If you want to find out how a company behaves or what they're doing or who they're associated with, then you have to do research, right? So I said, I'm not going to talk about it in the comments section because I don't want to get banned, right? That was very clear, right? Like if I said that to you, right? I can't give you any details, but just do your own research into Epic Games yourself, and whatever information you find will speak for itself, right? So, but the guy's like, well, you don't seem to have any kind of coherent argument or anything to argue about. I said, well, I'm not trying to argue, first of all. You are.
What are you talking about, mate? Have you lost it?
Mm-mm. No, there was somebody on the, somebody posted a video who I follow, um, and they were just saying, for those of you who are not allergic to Epic Games, they have a free game this week, and he said the game, which was Dragon Age,
No,
Dragon Age, right? And I responded by saying it has nothing to do with allergies or phobia. Like, people don't support it, has to do with principle. That's the reason why I don't support Epic Games financially.
man,
It's got to do with,
I
it
just
doesn't have anything to do with phobias or being allergic, right? It's like there's a reason why we don't support them. Like, for some reason in the mind of modern brains, it's like if you have any kind of criticism for anybody, then you have to explain yourself, like, fully.
yeah, just
Like, or
because
it's like, well, if I don't want to support Epic Games, then I don't have to. And if you want to know the reasons, then here's the reasons. But then people don't like the reasons you give, right? They start counter arguing you and saying, well, like if I say, well, I don't want to have to install another launcher, right? For Epic Games. They'll say, "Oh, well, what's wrong with that? You probably have like 10 launchers already, right?" And it's like, "Well, what does that got to do with anything though? Like, well, how is that like a counter argument?" Right? It's
wait,
like me saying, like if I had
wait, wait,
if
wait, wait,
I
wait, wait, wait.
if I had four
Don't
cars, right? And I said, well, I don't want another car because it's just another car that I don't want to deal with. I can afford to buy another car, but I don't want another car. Well, you have four cars already, so what's the big deal having one more? It's like, what? Huh? I don't
I think
understand that kind of
one.
mentality. Go ahead. I'm trying to understand you, Chris. It's still been hard to understand, but go ahead.
Never mind.
No, I'm listening. I'm listening. The epic
Yeah,
argument is just like I was just responding to that YouTuber. That's all, because they said they were using the term allergy. Like, in other words, that was directed towards people who don't support Epic Games, like people that don't like them, the service. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
mean,
like we don't buy our games there. We buy them on Steam, right? So we
yes,
don't we don't we don't want Epic Games, right? It's not that per se um, we can't buy from Epic Games or we can't add another launcher or you know what I'm saying? But there's a
yes,
reason why people don't like Epic Games, right? There's more than one reason, right? It's not just the launcher. It's not just that they always like have these 1 year exclusives for PC games, right? So by the time it comes to Steam, most people don't care about it, right? They're not helping the game; they're hurting the game, right? Like I would have bought the what's that game called? I don't know where I'm going here. I gotta go this way. Um, the game is called the zombie game. What's the zombie game that was on there?
I don't really know. I don't really play zombie games at all.
Um, I'm trying to think of the. It's a popular one. Dead Island 2. Does that sound about right? I'm sure you heard of Dead Island, right? Um, anyway, I think it's Dead Island 2, but somebody correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. So Dead Island 2 came out on Epic Games as an exclusive on Epic, right? It's a PC game, but
I don't.
you can only buy it on Epic. Okay, so nowhere else you can buy it, as far as I know, unless Epic is like has some kind of like weird deals with people that they can. But as far as I know, it's on Epic. That's the only place you can buy it. So everybody was kind of like another one because they did that with Metro. Remember Metro Exodus or the new one?
I
So
just heard about them, but I never played or watched or whatever it is.
so so anyway, so that was like one of the reasons people were annoyed with Epic is that they were making PC games exclusive on their platform, like the consoles used to do, right? But
I'm just an
that's not
usually I'm just an average Counter Strike player. Don't really, you cannot really get me out of it, even
right.
if I get mad.
Right. So that's where it kind of all started, right? With the whole PC exclusive thing. Because PC is usually an open platform, right? So, when you have a PC game, it's released on, many different platforms, or at least all the PC platforms for the most part.
Yeah,
Except for, like, when Ubisoft, does it, where they don't release a game for a long time on another platform. Again, people are annoyed with that too. That's why people
I
slowly
don't remember.
slowly got away from supporting Ubisoft because they were doing the same thing.
No, 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 no. This is your owner. Just talk with my brother, just in case you ask.
Yeah, that's fine. I heard someone there.
In a language you will never understand. Because we're Romanian. You already know that. But if you want to learn, I mean, I don't know how well disputed you are to learn some of our language, but I will be willing to teach next time I've got an opportunity. Hello?
I'm here. I can't really hear what you're saying. I can't understand what you're saying. That it's not your accent. It's just that muffle. You know what I mean? The muffle. It's just muffled. You know.
Yeah, I
Let,
don't really know. I mean, I'm feeling like I'm using the American accent though, because British is all shit and stuff.
mm, yeah, I don't know. It just seems like if somebody put like a rag over, you know,
Mhm.
their mouth. That's kind of what it sounds like. Um, well, anyway, back to what you were saying about why people play this game.
Right.
Up. Okay, you're talking. Now who's?
So
Oh,
how long has this live stream been going on for?
oh, look at that. Let me see here. How can I look? It's over 2 hours and 47 minutes.
And it lasts about 3 hours, isn't it?
Yeah, almost 3 hours. So I'll probably have to get off soon. But if you want, we can go look for some more action if you want. Um, but
I'm not really that optimistic that we'll find any more of them, but at least it's pretty fun being there. At least I have the satisfaction on my voice being recorded on a live stream, and I can watch that every single time.
no, that's cool.
And
Uh,
in the previous live streams where I joined,
I'm always happy when people come on.
yeah, it's something that I cannot really explain.
Hmm. Yeah, so I just play this game not necessarily because I'm like in love with it anymore, but just because I do get people saying when you're gonna play it, when you're gonna play. So you know,
I understand the public request.
so I don't mind. Like it doesn't bother me to play the game if I got nothing else to do.
Yeah, but once you get everything in the game, it becomes boring.
Well, yeah,
That's
of
what,
course, of course, of course. But
and
again,
that all.
go ahead.
I mean, I'm more confident about killing Rex on my own, but it becomes boring at some point just because I have everything and I can get myself everything in an unlimited way just by modifying the save file.
Hmm.
This is what I did because this is the only way I've got all these items and a lot of cash.
Hmm.
Because before cracking the save file, I used to play around 3 hours just to level up to 10 and get a revolver, and killing Rex with it was a pain in the ass.
Hmm.
Just shooting it like hell, like 86 bullets for one, and I couldn't even penetrate the heart.
Hmm.
And the bad part of it was that once I left the game, all the levels reset,
Oh, did they? Oh boy.
and I had no idea how could I fix it.
Oh, you can't. I don't think. once it when
Yeah, just because this game is dead already and the developers no longer care about it, despite it is older than its classic counterpart. And the classic counterpart, no, no, not older, it is younger. It's like it was released in 215 if I've done, if I go right.
yeah, the only way that you would have been able to save your original is if you backed it up, and obviously nobody was doing that, right? Because they had no reason to. Yeah, so that
But I'd rather play classic instead. I just have
yeah.
more options to hunt there, and it's also a bit more exciting just because
Mhm.
I don't really know
Yeah. Well, like I said, I don't mind playing. Up, I think I crashed again. Yeah. Okay. Well,
it.
I guess that's my cue to get out of here because it's not stable now. I guess. Yeah. So let me just stop the stream real quick before we get off together. All right, everybody. See y'all. I'm not coming back on.
Goodbye.
So peace. You can stay on for a minute, Chris.
I'm staring here,
All right. Let me just say goodbye,
but
everybody.
the live has ended.